Some of you may have heard of a condition known as SIBO, which I've talked about on my channel from time to time. Now, SIBO, or small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, can often be overlooked by vets, but it's becoming more and more prevalent in dogs, especially when linked to leaky gut. Now, while antibiotics are conventionally used to treat this, they are often limited in their effectiveness due to bacterial resistance. Now, in the natural realm, herbs that are high in a compound known as berberine are highly beneficial here in the treatment of SIBO when used correctly. Now, today, I wanted to focus on one herb that you might not have heard about that has a very high level of this berberine compound and how it can benefit the treatment of SIBO along with other gut issues. So stay tuned to learn more in today's short video. Hi there, it's Linda Pinchen, Canine Naturopath from Canine Vitality. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Happy Healthy Dogs. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel to get weekly videos. Don't forget to click that notification bell. Also, guys, if you're a regular, thank you for stopping by again. I appreciate your support. So just to summarize firstly what SIBO is for those of you who may not have heard of this condition, SIBO, or small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, is where abnormally large numbers of bacteria, typically that are found in the large bowel or large intestine, grow into the small intestine. Now, normally the small intestine has actually relatively low levels of bacteria compared to the large, but however in SIBO, bacteria migrate into this small bowel, leading to various digestive issues. Now, symptoms include bloating and wind, diarrhea or constipation, abdominal pain or discomfort, weight loss, and malabsorption of nutrients, leading to deficiencies including vitamin B12. Now, often linked with leaky gut, the two can go hand in hand, one making the other worse, leading to this vicious cycle. Now, leaky gut can contribute to SIBO by disrupting the balance of bacteria in the small intestine. And at the same time, SIBO can exacerbate a leaky gut by causing inflammation and further compromising the integrity of the intestinal lining. Now, diagnosis is often through a combination of tests including blood tests to check for nutritional deficiencies, stool samples, and a hydrogen breath test. Now, if your dog's been diagnosed with SIBO, then as I mentioned earlier, antibiotics and along with dietary modifications are usually going to be prescribed. But that bacterial resistance and other factors can really make these drugs far less effective and therefore more difficult to treat. And this is where herbs are an excellent alternative to resist, as the resistance to herbs is far less likely to happen due to the many hundreds of compounds found within each herb. Now, there are a number of herbs to consider for use when treating SIBO, but today I wanted to focus on one herb known as coptis. Now, this traditional Chinese herb is well known for its strong antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, and general digestive properties. And it's rich in this compound I mentioned earlier known as berberine. Now, as I talked about in the introduction, when it comes to treating SIBO, herbs that are high in this berberine are always going to be high on the list of choices. So how does berberine help with SIBO and other gut infections? Now, berberine is a naturally occurring alkaloid found within certain herbs that has this very strong antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory action. Now, here are some of the ways that berberine helps to fight SIBO in dogs. Now, berberine has this broad spectrum antimicrobial property, meaning it can target a wide range of bacteria, fungi, and even parasites. Now, this makes it effective at reducing the overgrowth of that bacteria in the small intestine without causing as much disruption to the gut microbiome as would occur with antibiotics. Now, it works by disrupting the bacterial cell membrane and inhibiting the replication and function of bacteria. Now, studies have shown that berberine can target what are known as both gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria, many of which are involved in SIBO. This makes it a natural alternative to antibiotics that are traditionally used for treating SIBO. Now, chronic SIBO can also cause inflammation of the intestinal lining due to bacterial toxin, Berberine has an anti-inflammatory property that helps reduce this inflammation and promotes the healing of the gut. It also helps to repair those tight junctions between the cells of the intestinal lining, which might be compromised in SIBO. And this, of course, is known as leaky gut syndrome and is commonly linked to SIBO. Now, one of the underlying causes of SIBO is impaired intestinal motility. Basically, what this means is that your dog's intestinal contractions are very slow and food and bacteria aren't being efficiently moved through the digestive tract. Now, this slow transit time can really encourage bacterial overgrowth, and this is where berberine can also help. This alkaloid has the ability to support the normal muscle contractions in the intestine, reducing the likelihood of bacterial buildup in the small bowel. And finally, one of the key symptoms of SIBO is excessive gas production due to bacterial fermentation of any carbohydrates. Now, berberine can really inhibit certain bacteria responsible for this fermentation process, potentially reducing that bloating and gas. And on that note too, guys, removing grains and processed foods from the diet, along with certain fruits and veggies, is also going to be an important part of getting on top of SIBO. So as you can see, using herbs that contain this berberine content is going to be really beneficial when it comes to treating this problem. Typically, in the past, golden seal was often a herb used due to its high berberine content, but now it's almost impossible to get this herb. Other berberine-rich herbs have become more popular due to this, including barberry, Oregon grape, and philodendron. But did you know that coptis has a much higher berberine content than any of these herbs, including golden seal? Now, typically the percentage of berberine in Oregon grape is 0.1%, 1.2% in barberry, and 3 to 4% in golden seal. But coptis has up to 10% of berberine content, which makes it really obviously a very high choice, popular choice there for treating SIBO because of that high level. It makes sense to consider this herb because of that high berberine content. So how do we use this herb? Now, usually I use it in combination with other berberine and antimicrobial herbs, including barberry and garlic. But if you do want to try this as a single, then I would recommend starting with 1 drop per kilo of body weight 1 to 2 times daily and give for 2 to 4 weeks at a time. Now, studies have actually shown the berberine in coptis to be more effective than many of the standard antibiotics, including Flagyl, that are often used and prescribed due to the strength of the berberine there. Now, I would only use this for 2 to 4 weeks, and maybe 2 weeks if your dog's very sensitive, as it's very strong. Now, if you're very unsure about this herb, please always check with your holistic practitioner before starting any new strong herb. And of course, feel free to reach out to me if you need some advice here. Now, I should also add a small note here too. I said a little earlier that unlike antibiotics, berberine-rich herbs don't affect the microbiome of the bacteria, that gut microbiome, like the antibiotics do by wiping out all the bacteria. But when used over a period of time, it is good to combine this with a probiotic that includes the SB strain to help keep healthy bacteria levels balanced. And make sure, of course, that you do avoid this herb in pregnancy. So as you can see, treating SIBO using a berberine-rich herb such as coptis is much more of an effective way of dealing with it than conventional antibiotics that have side effects and may have resistance. And of course, there's other great benefits for using coptis in just your dog's general digestive health. Now, if you've got a dog that has SIBO or any other gut issue and you do need some advice around this herb or any other herbs, please feel free to reach out to me. All my contact details are always below, and I am open for limited bookings if you do need that more intense support. Well, guys, I hope that you found this short video on coptis herb helpful. As I said, it is a fantastic berberine-rich herb, very strong though, so you do need to just go easy with it, start slowly, and give it for short periods of time to be just to be on, to keep in the safe prescribing range there. Guys, if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a like, a share, as well as good to get that content out on YouTube to help other dog owners like yourselves that are looking for natural alternative answers to dog issues. I hope that you're having a great day, guys. It's a gorgeous spring day here today, and Poppy and I have been down to the beach this morning. Anyway, she's having a little sleep by her on her little bed at the moment. You have a great day, guys. I'm going to catch up with you next week in another video, but until then, take care and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.